Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about homeschooling in the state of Alaska, which is my favorite one so far because a lot of the places you can go through, it seems like it's really easy, but a lot of the places you can go through also have an allotment. This is like around $2,000. I don't know if it's a year to help with students' materials that they need for education. Some of them want you to give the materials back at the end of the year that they consider non-consumable. And some of them, I guess, let you keep them. And this is the Alaska Department of Education and Early Development. And there's their contact information, and there's some charter school applications. So, and this one here you can download on their webpage. And then you can also download this on their webpage, which gives you a list of schools with their emails and their websites. Some of the emails didn't work for me, but I'm betting the phone numbers probably would work better. They tell you whether they're a statewide program or a district program. I wish all states were like this. I would have moved to Alaska when I was younger if I would have had this information. So I emailed a lady, and she emailed me back, Focus Homeschool. She says, Focus Homeschool has two methods parents can use to purchase educational materials. Parents can make purchases and submit receipts for reimbursement, or for specific vendors who are willing to be paid with district purchase order, Focus can order and pay for materials which are then charged to your allotment. Additional, Focus offers several free resources to families. Materials under $300 are considered consumable and can be kept by the family with our no strings attached policy. Items over $300 are reimbursed at half price with limits based on the specific items, which allows you to own the materials. Families can donate any materials in good condition which they no longer have use for. These materials go in our resource room and are free to our families. We periodically make these the free resources open to the community. Her name is Annie Doherty, and this is her contact information right here at the bottom. So, that to me, that is like the most awesome thing in the whole world. So, and here's Alaska laws. Alaska seems to be one of the places that's the easiest to homeschool. They have 4 options. There's a required age, notification, not unless you use for teacher qualifications. No, except for 2. So let's see what they are. All right, how to comply with the Alaskan homeschools law. Let's see. Option 1, homeschooling under the homeschool statutes. This option allows you to educate your child in your home as long as you are the parent or legal guardian. There are no requirements to notify the state, seek approval, test, file forms, or have any teacher qualifications. So then they have the homeschool with a tutor. You need a certified teacher, the school board approval, and then the religious private school. So, and you can find all that at hslda.org. But this one's Ideal Homeschool, and it shows you how much an allotment would be. And the different ones offer different allotments, but some of them do not let you keep the items, and you have to return them at the end of the year. Some of them offer allotments for preschool siblings, and some do not. And this tells you what services and items can be purchased using my Alaska Homeschool Allotment from these people, according to these people on their website. It says books, general homeschooling supplies, notebooks, papers, pens, pencils, rulers, literature, dictionaries, thesaurus, social studies material, globes, maps, atlases, art supplies, paintbrushes, paint, canvas, sketchbooks, clay, etc., math manipulatives, flashcards, protractors, compasses, calculators, science supplies, experiment kits, dissection materials, microscopes, guided instructions, swimming instruction, piano instructions, tutors or weekly science clubs, field trips to museum, art galleries, theater presentations, science museums, and things like that. Magazine subscriptions, like highlights, software, digital online courses, internet, monthly service fees, subscription boxes, electronic hardware like computers, tablets, laptops, educational toys and brain games, music instructions, community school courses, foreign languages, art classes, PE, physical education, gymnastics, martial arts, ski lift tickets, curriculum packages, online subscription-based programs like IXL, Spell City, keyboarding with Tears, Reading Rainbow. This is just, I love Alaska all of a sudden. It's just wonderful because you get this allotment to help you purchase these items for your children. And some of the places you have to buy them first and they will reimburse you. So you might want to get their approval. And some of them, you can have them purchase them for you, but you might have to wait a little longer to get the items, which is just awesome. Allotments for Alaska homeschoolers. Alaska is an incredibly supportive state when it comes to homeschooling. I wish all states were like this. One option for homeschoolers is to enroll in a state-funded correspondence program. This says there are 35 of them, but I'm not sure if there's more or less at this time. But when you decide to homeschool your child in Alaska, the state sets aside a fund for that student in the form of an annual allotment. It tells you what's covered depends on the program. And the allotment ranges from 500 to 4,000. And I contacted the most expensive one, or looked on their webpage, and the one that looks like it would give you the most money. Well, you have to give the items back at the end of the year. So that's why I started emailing them to see which ones actually let you keep the items. And that's when I got that email from that lady saying what she said, which was wonderful. And then here's some things I thought that you should know. If you're going to homeschool, they have, my son thought Khan Academy was just one of the best things because they provide a free world-class education online. So even if you're in Alaska and you're getting an allotment, there are things that you could probably take advantage of that are free, like Khan Academy or Easy Peasy all-in-one homeschool, which I love and my granddaughter love, and it has a variety of subjects. And it used to be free, and I'm pretty sure it's still free. So, and they have Bible, preschool, art, and you go on there and they use different web pages, so you click the links to go to the different web pages, and so it's not all in one, it's not boring. They go to typing web page and things like that. So, and it's just so much fun. So there's that one, and then there's IXL, which I'm not very familiar with, but I've noticed that it does show you. I've used it for the things that shows you the different subjects, what you need to know in each subjects. So here's pre-K, kindergarten. It shows you all the skills that you need to know. First grade, second grade, third grade. I will pick third grade and click on that. And it shows you what all you need to know in math, third grade math. And then you can highlight it like this. Oh, maybe it's not doing that. There we go. And it'll show you some of the problems so that you can check and make sure your child knows those things, which is just, I think it's an excellent webpage. Some of these, and you have to go through them and pick your favorite, but It's just an option. And then there's hippocampus.org, which has chemistry, biology, physics. It says free educational resources for middle school to college. So that just sounds excellent too. AtHomeMiddleSchool.com, free online education for middle school students. 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. Okay, and then time for learning. Homeschool record keeping in Alaska. It tells you that you, in fact, might want to keep detailed records of your homeschool progress. It means fewer problems when transitioning a student back to public school or preparing for the college admissions. Examples of items to track your homeschooler include the results of standardized tests that your student has taken, an outline of what curriculum subjects and topics you have covered. For high schoolers, a homeschool transcript, samples of your students' work, attendance records, information on the textbooks and workbooks that you've used, correspondence with school officials, any document providing proof that your child is receiving an appropriate education. And I know when we homeschooled a few years back, we took a Microsoft Word, or not Microsoft Word, we took just a regular WordPad document, and we put into that Word document day 1, day 2, day 3, because we had so many days that we had to do. And then next to day 1, we would put the date, and then we would put the time that she started that subject, what the subject was, and what she did that day. You know, if she was working with nouns or verbs in English or multiplication tables, or if she went to a certain website, we would put the website she went to and what she was doing in the website. And if she watched videos on certain subjects, we would put which videos she watched and what she was doing in that subject. And it was really simple to keep records that way. And then I would email it to myself. And then if I needed to print it out to give it to somebody, I would have it. So, and that was 6, 7 years ago, and I still have it in my email. So, and this is a homeschool reporting online. Now, this costs $20 per family per year. But what happens at the end of the year, a year later, if you need copies of what you were keeping and you're no longer paying that fee? So you might want to keep it not only here, if you do keep it here, which is very inexpensive, but also you might want to keep it in like a Word document, email it to yourself or write it down. But if you write it down, you want to print copies, you're going to want it in some kind of form on the internet probably. But this one helps you record grades, track attendance, record lesson plans, standardized test scores, portfolio activities, and immunization records. But it's $20 a year with a free 30-day trial. And some places have you use this. I'm not sure which ones, but I know like in the state of Alabama, one of their church schools would have people use this. So, and this is just great. Can you believe that? You go to school, you're homeschooling in Alaska, and you can sign up very easily and not use an allotment and just use your own funds. Or you can go through some of these other places and use an allotment, and some of them will let you keep a lot of the materials. And then, you know, if you don't want a bunch of books around your house that you're not going to use, you can just donate it back, which will help other people to be able to afford homeschooling materials. And then if they need tutors or anything like that, they'll have more money to be able to afford the tutors. So I just thought, wow, Alaska has got to be an amazing state because they care so much about their children's education that they are willing to give you an allotment to help you be able to afford these supplies and even field trips and computers. So that's pretty great. That's pretty great. I just thought that I would love to share this with you because so far Alaska is one of my favorite states as far as homeschooling goes. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it has helped somebody. So thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Bye-bye.